What's going on, crime fighters? It's your boy, Knight.
And I am Logan.
And welcome back to the Film Cave, your one-stop shop for any and all things film and entertainment.
With a little bit of extra from the Knight and I.
Yeah, goddamn right. Welcome back, guys, to episode 9.
Yeah.
Right? This is every single time I never know what episode it is.
I'm glad you're keeping up, because I'm not.
I'm trying. It's not easy, clearly, as you see. But we got a pretty good show today. Nothing really too crazy or too grand, but enough to be like, oh shit, okay, that, entices a little bit of conversation, just a little bit.
Sure.
But as always, before we get into the show, we like to welcome you guys again. Those of you watching on playback, thank you. Consider subscribing to the channel, because we are far from done and have so much more to bring you guys, and we are officially opening up back live formats by the end of February, so this month. So it's going to be a lot more of an interactive show.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
It's going to be fun as shit, and we're going to be having some guests, some of your favorite creators, some you may not know, so you might want to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell to be reminded when shit like that drops. Because it's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. I look forward to that, man. I really do.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right. So, for those of you who, again, are new, we have a segment on this show that's me and Logan, we're big fucking nerds. We love talking about movies all good and goddamn day. We can do it all damn day. But there's some things we're also passionate about that just so happen to be outside of the world of film. But sometimes we'll still talk about it. And that's our Out There in the World segment. And in traditionary fashion, Logan, do you have anything to start us off with, my brother?
I guess the only thing I have that was kind of hilarious, it happened a couple nights ago, was, did you see the thing with the lady that was yelling at LeBron? Did you see that?
Yeah, she's 25.
And so I saw this thing. It has been confirmed that somebody went back and reviewed video courtside, and because she was claiming that LeBron was cussing them out or something, calling him a bitch or whatever, and because have you seen the guy that she was with?
Yeah, I finally saw a picture. That's definitely gold digger status.
And what the only thing that LeBron said that was heard that came through clearly on the video was he said old steroid ass.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I thought that was pretty funny. But now everybody's talking about how these two people are going to be the next Kardashians. They're they're about to take off. So
I'm sure fame is going to come quick for them. I'm pretty sure. Some people oh my God, we need a reality show. I'm sure Bravo or some shit is going to reach out to them hey, what do you guys think of So they need to thank LeBron first and foremost.
No, I mean, it's kind of a genius business strategy. Head pay courtside seats. Talk some shit.
Cuss LeBron out.
Tell LeBron, and then you might actually get something out of this. So it's kind of genius. But I thought that was kind of funny out there in the world.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's something that I'm like, girl, I can't even be mad at you. Do your thing, because you're gonna benefit from this. So shit, my ass still sitting on the couch. So good for you. I am not mad. But all right, so another something I want to bring up, Justice League, something that's been, causing so much controversy and stare up and riffraff and all type of shit. We finally have a date, and it just so happens to be my birthday. So, what other poetic way to bring about the return of the best Batman ever? But we finally get the vision that everybody has been looking forward to. So it's a great birthday present for me. So thank you, Zach. I think it's a good little spot. I'd like to say. It's I don't think it's too bad or anything.
I think it's perfect. It's exactly what we've all kind of been. It's kind of nice that they kind of set a time period. They said, hey, it'll be spring or early 2021, whatever. And they're hitting that mark perfectly. It's nice. So I'm excited for sure. I mean, it being your birthday, let's just hope and pray that this thing is fantastic. because
Right. If we get trash on my birthday, I'm gonna be upset.
that would be a shitty birthday present. But nah, man, I'm excited for sure. It's gonna be something interesting. Did you see the mother box like food thing that you can do?
Oh, like the mailbox? I saw like some of it. I was like, wait, so is this something being shipped to you? Or are they just giving you like the ingredients of like, here, make the shit yourself? Like
the way it looked, it was like you were ordering something. And like I don't know, I saw somebody say like the last thing I need before I sit down and watch this 4-hour movie is a cold ass hamburger. And I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, if they're sending a box, that's great. But I'm like, that's only necessary if like you're having like a grand fucking party, like a watch party or some shit at home, like all your friends. Like, let's watch Justice League.
Give me some cool like exclusive collectible shit in it. Like I don't even care about the food. Give me some stuff to like keep. But
right, that's true. I don't want something to spend like $100 and something plus for something I'm gonna shit out in like an hour. Like, give me something of value, please.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm like, all right, whatever. But speaking of the Justice League, let me plop this up here and see which one. Zack Snyder, in the typical, dick teasing fashion that he does, released, I wouldn't say a look, but he did a little something.
A little tease.
A little tease of Sir Jared Leto as the Joker in Justice League, the Snyder Cut. And it's very blurred image, only predominantly, focused on the Joker card, but we get to see a little bit of something in the background here. And you can tell automatically already he's different.
Yeah.
It's not what we're familiar with in Suicide Squad. Like, he has long hair. Even his face kind of looks different in some ways.
Very Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, it looks very weird. Like, I don't know if they changed just the structure of his face, but it doesn't look like Jared Leto. Like,
right.
So I guess whenever this, in the future time, weary Joker, the times I've caught up with him, getting punched in the face, and I'm sure he looks crazy now. But that's what definitely hints to. I love the blur. I mean, I like it from what I can see. And I've always liked the long hair Joker. I think it just adds like a menace and like psychoticness, to it. It is a word. I just made it up. So congratulations. But I like it. What do you think?
I mean, I definitely think this is cool. This would be the perfect picture as like a first tease, like if we didn't know the Joker already, this would be a cool picture to see of like, oh, we can't really see, but like, holy shit. But I mean, still, I almost get that feeling because this is obviously a big change from what we have seen with Jared Leto already. And, I don't know, but I really liked how Jared Leto looked. Like the look that they went for, it was different and I liked it. So it's like, okay, this is a big change.
I did too.
So it's like, okay, we'll just see how it goes in terms of, hopefully the change is necessary or worth it. But because a lot of people have said, is this a nightmare scene? Is this a super long future away scene? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, immediately when I saw this, I was like, okay, no, this is a nightmare scene.
Yeah.
This is this looks like Batman's nightmare of like what Joker could become, because he looks older. He looks like he's got gloves on, like he's doing some nasty shit.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's exciting though. I like this picture a lot. It's a great tease, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I definitely think it's a nightmare scene for sure. It's probably just going to be extended upon what we already have. So I'm pretty sure, like, before Batman goes or hears about the kryptonite, he's meeting up with Joker or something's happening and blah blah blah. So we'll see. But I'm definitely excited for it. Zach knows how to, tickle the ween when it comes to, teasing things. I don't know why it took me 50 years to remember teasing, but again, old age, shit happens. But so by the way, Clippers are playing the Nets right now. Had no idea that was happening.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's a game.
Yeah, that is a game. So, isn't necessarily film, kind of like a docu a little bit, but I stumbled upon something, upon this, was it this weekend? Past weekend? I forget. But I grew up a really, really huge wrestling fan. Like to the point it was pretty damn crazy. So The Undertaker, who is my number 2 of all time, released, and I had no idea, a docu-series called The Last Ride on WWE Network.
You haven't watched any of this?
Oh, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. My God, it is absolutely phenomenal. I was like, what the fuck? One, how did I know about this shit?
Yep.
2, like, one, I'm a sucker for anything behind the scenes WWE, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's fake, a stage, a scripted, but people go through real fucking shit, and shit happens. Like, it's not so sunshine and rainbows and peachy gloom like everybody thinks it is and likes to talk shit about. But when you realize the things that this man has done, what he has went through, what he has contributed to, and just how much of a staple and how much of importance this man is to the industry and just the history of WWE, it's insane. Like, and just to get another side to, Undertaker or Mark Calloway, so as we're getting to know the man, like, he was just such an interesting and intriguing just person to me. Like, he pulled me in. I was like, holy shit, it's great to know, because the whole purpose of that was just like, he's never documented, allowed anybody in to anything.
He's never broken kayfabe. That's like not his thing. So like, they're like, hey, you're about to end this. Let's go ahead and bring everybody in, and you'll get a lot of views. And definitely. Right.
And just to see like the risks and just the toll it took on his body, and he just keeps going, and just for the love of the craft, he's just like, listen, I know I don't got it in me, but okay, maybe I got a few more. Maybe I got and the toll it takes on yourself, your family, your loved ones. It was just insane, man. And to see the level of respect he had throughout the industry, like, it was just such an impactful docu-series. It's definitely after The Last Dance for me. Like, it's those two are like, it was just phenomenal. So obviously you've seen it.
Yes. No, I grew up a massive wrestling fan as well. I mean, my friends and I growing up used to beat the shit out of each other. It was terrible. Same. And I still remember I had this kid that lived next door to me. I told this story on stream one time, and people still bring it up because they're talking about how hilarious it was. But basically, I had this kid that was a year younger than me, but he was like real tiny. And he was a football player, and so he was like down to get beat up. Like, he just thought it was fun to like get hit.
Nice, right.
And so he'd be like, hey, let's wrestle. And like, we're in like the front yard. And I'm like, okay. And I'd pick him up and just throw him down. And I remember one time we were across the street at a neighbor's house for some reason in their front yard, and this is the middle of Texas. So in this little patch, they had no grass. It was just hard dirt, like, drought dirt. And he was like, hey, you should try to power bomb me. And I was like, all right. And I literally power bombed his, just dropped his ass on the back of his neck, knocked the breath out of him. He took off running home crying. It was hilarious. And I remember the neighbor came out, like, he saw it happen right as it was happening. He was like, did you just power bomb that kid? And I was like, yeah, he asked me to, and he'll be fine. He'll come right back. But no, so like Undertaker, I call Undertaker the GOAT because he's been there so long. He's done so much. He had the streak. I still think the streak never should have been beat, but
at all.
Never. But then, he's not my favorite, but I think he's the GOAT. He's like the Oscar Robinson of wrestling, where it's like, okay, he's done the most, but like, he's not my favorite. Like, I'm still, The Rock, Stone Cold, the Attitude Era was like the shit.
Still the best era of like.
I mean, yeah. But no, The Last Ride was cool because it's like I'm a Texas guy, so like as soon as I found out that he was actually from Texas, I was like, oh my god, like that's my guy growing up. And yeah, man, when you realize that he's 6'11" or something,
he's a big motherfucker.
Like, and he's old man. I mean, he's like 50, something like that. I mean, he's
I don't know when I checked. I looked that up too to find how old he was. I think he was in his 40s.
I mean, it's going to be late 40s, but I mean, he's been doing it so long. He's so committed.
55.
Yeah. He's 55.
Yeah.
That's 5 years from 60, and he's still jumping off the top rope, doing some crazy shit at 6'11". I mean, so like
what he can.
Yeah. So I just he was always one of my favorites, and I still remember when I guess it was WrestleMania 20 when he came back as like the dead man. He was American Badass, and he like died for a while. Rolling. And then I remember they started bringing back the gong, and like they were like just turning the lights out and like doing the gong, and then he came back for WrestleMania, and I was like, my dad bought that for me on DVD because of course we can't pay for pay-per-view, but he bought WrestleMania 20 on DVD for me. And I remember I watched like The Undertaker just over and over again because like I was like, oh my god, he's so cool, and he's dead. And, like, all this. But like, yeah, no, that documentary's it's fantastic. It's really cool to see them go behind the scenes with him because he says it a million times, but yeah, he really would not break kayfabe. He just wouldn't do it because that was kind of the last wall. Like everybody finds out that it's fake. Everybody, it's like, yeah, but still, like, let's just play this game here. So him finally doing it, for his pretty much retirement, it was cool, man. I'm glad that you saw it. I didn't know that you were a big fan, but
oh god, yeah, absolutely.
I don't have WWE Network, but I found some means to watch that because it was pretty cool.
I don't either, but trust me, I tried to find every way possible to see it other than that, and if I did find it, it was just like, okay, episodes 3 and 5 or this, it was always broken up. Then from the beginning it's like, all right, I'm just gonna have to fucking suck this shit up and just do it at this point. There's another one with Batista that I'm interested in seeing. Not a full docu, it's just one little episode of his return coming back to like Royal Rumble and all that.
Yeah.
And just his worries and ready for all that shit. So that looks interesting. I want to check that out too, but yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, I think do you have anything else or?
No, I'm ready. Let's go.
That's good. All right. So, well, actually, no, there's a Batman audio podcast coming out, which is very interesting.
I just saw this.
Yeah.
It's
with Jeffrey Wright as Batman. Yeah. From some of the creators and writers of SNL, not creators, but some of the writers behind SNL. Yeah. Jeffrey Wright is leading it. He's playing Batman. But the cast is phenomenal. Like, it has everybody and their mother in it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, okay. I don't know which platform. I think it's Spotify. But I could be wrong because there's another Batman audio on Spotify already. Okay. But I think this one will be released for that. But I'm very excited for that. I'm very intrigued about that and see which direction they go, especially. But it has me worried. Because writers of SNL as of late hasn't necessarily been the gut-wrenching, that it's, kind of known for. So I'm a little skeptical about that, but still intrigued. What do you think about that?
Intrigued is the exact word, because I can't necessarily say I'm excited for a comedic Batman anything. That's not the Batman that I want. I want the dark, gritty. And also it being a podcast, I'm vastly struggle with just straight up podcasts. Like we're basically doing a podcast, but like it's video, and I could only watch the video. I can't focus. I have to like look at the people talking. So I'm intrigued for sure, but it's going to be one of those. It's either going to be amazing or it's going to flop so hard, and the cast makes me think that it won't. I actually am leaning towards it being good. Just as, like, for some reason, when I see Jeffrey Wright, I think like quality. I'm like, he wouldn't have chose a script that like, because he's just a badass. Like, he's awesome. So it's definitely intriguing. SNL, interesting, but then, I mean, you can get things like people making Rick and Morty or now making Doctor Strange. And it's like you can do insane, awesome things with where you start and where you go are completely different things. So definitely interested to see what they're doing, but also it being a podcast, not a big risk for anyone whatsoever. It's incredibly cheap. Because
do it.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there going like, I wish that they would just animate it or something, like do some very low, budget animation with it or something would be cool. But I mean, podcast, no risk whatsoever. You can literally do it from home. I'm sure that's exactly why they're doing it. So,
right. Cool and gang. All right, y'all, that's gonna wrap it up for our little segment out there in the world. If you liked anything we talked about, or you felt like we kind of missed something, hit in the comment sections below. Talk about it, let us know, and we'll definitely jump in the conversation with y'all. We're not afraid to get involved. At least my ass ain't. I'll jump right in. But if you've gotten this far, and like what you see, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a lot, helps you out a lot, gives you quality entertainment, gives you some fun, something to do. And yeah, we'll keep it going. So, on to our headlines of the night, good sir. So, something I'm very, 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 very excited about and piqued my interest, but yo hating ass, Thor 4 released some pictures. All right. And because they are like set photos, whatnot, we will not show them. I'm sure you guys have seen them already, and if not, you can just go look for them. Released some pictures, and the costuming has some changes, obviously. And first we saw Thor and Star-Lord. Star-Lord looked like his typical way, but tweaked up a little bit in the first set of photos, while Thor just looks like a complete utter badass, just looks amazing in like whatever retro shit he has on. I love it. And then we got more sets of them. We got a better look at Star-Lord. I really like his costume in this. It's a lot more, I won't say heroic, but it's more tapered and tailored to his usual shit, I feel.
Okay.
And then we got Sean Gunn, his character. We saw him. Now we're just waiting on Bale. Give me Bale. I need to see Bale.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
But something tells me obviously he's not going to be in his Bale form or fashion.
I mean, I want to see Natalie Portman more than Christian Bale even, but...
That's right. Again, she's in this damn movie. Yes.
Okay.
We need to see her too and her Thor fit and everything. But yeah, man, like I said, these pictures, I loved it. But my favorite was Thor. I loved that whole look with the color. I feel like I've seen that before in comic books of that nature, some sort somewhere. That's also why I loved it, why it seemed so familiar with me. Like the blue pants, the yellow ass strap boots, it looked like, the red cutoff jacket with whatever shirt he had.
The boots are definitely straight from the comics, which it was cool.
And he has Stormbreaker. That whole look with Stormbreaker just looked fucking just sick. I'm like, come on, man. Because all of you watching this know I'm terribly excited for this movie. Like, it's one of my most anticipated. Because Thor Ragnarok is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, let alone top MCU films. Absolutely. This man sitting on side of me does not think otherwise. He takes drugs from time to time. That doesn't help. I'm playing. He does not. Do not run with that. But but the things he says sometimes makes you think he does. Damn it. But let me know what you think, man. Just lay it on me because I know it's coming.
Okay. So I have it up right now. I'm looking at it. So there are things that I like about it, things I don't. When it comes to Star-Lord, I'm honestly not a big fan of what I'm seeing so far because it's bulkier. Like, they gave him like armor, and that's a little. Like he has a plate up top on his shoulder. He has a plate here. He has plates here, and so I don't know. It just looks like they just kind of threw that on top of his long jacket that he used to have. And when it comes to Thor, it's obviously what they're going for. You can see the logo, you can see what they're going for, but it looks like, Back to the Future, 80s, like, and for me,
look these up so I can see too.
If you go to Twitter, there's Love Thunder News is the Twitter handle, and scroll down a little bit, they have every single one of them. But I like Thor when he's more serious, in the sense of like he's supposed to be thousands of years old. He's super wise. He's all these things. What I didn't like about what I didn't like about Ragnarok, on top of a lot of things, was that they just made him an idiot, and it's all for jokes. And that's,
did they make him an idiot, or they just made him funny?
No, they made him an idiot.
Where was he an idiot?
He threw a ball against a wall and hit himself and fell down, and he's the fucking god of thunder.
It wasn't his fault. And it's his own strength getting played against him. So yeah, it's gonna suck.
Your own strength, you shouldn't be able to make yourself fall with a ball.
That's being thrown by a god. It's hitting yourself in the face.
Hitting himself. Anyway, what I will say about his outfit that I do like, or with Star-Lord, I don't know if you saw, but Chris Pratt's got like a full beard grown out.
I like that.
And somebody was like, he's trying to copy Thor. He's trying to be Thor. And like grows beard. I was like, okay, that's funny, because that continues from what we saw. But then the other thing that somebody saw or said that I think almost makes sense for me is with Thor's outfit is it almost looks like he took one of Star-Lord's jackets and ripped the arms off because his arms are too big. And I was like, that then makes it okay for me.
That's pretty hilarious.
Now, does it fix, so I start to look at it and I say, okay, he's got this weird t-shirt underneath that looks like it's just a random white t-shirt that's very 80s. Star-Lord as a kid. This might be a shirt that he stole from Star-Lord, and then the jacket, very 80s. Star-Lord and the Ravagers are all, it looks like he ripped that. And so I was like, okay, it's starting to kind of fill in, because it's very Taika, whatever. That's the thing too. Star-Lord doesn't look Taika to me, I guess. This wasn't what I expected if they said like, oh, they're going to change his look a little bit.
No, because he's still consulting with James Gunn. He's not completely just like,
well, sure,
fuck all,
but just, well, that's the thing is like, I thought that they would make him more colorful and not like add armor and bulk to him. But either way, the look is somewhat growing on me, but it doesn't excite me because it looks like it's just more fun. Whereas I care about the story and where it fits into the MCU and how important it is, because you can have a fun movie, but if it doesn't enlighten me to some things, then it's going to be kind of a thing that is a waste of time.
Yeah, but you can't have too much fun in a traditional Thor movie because you're so serious, just like, ooh, Shakespeare. I'm like, it gets old, and that's why Chris Hemsworth, like, bro, I'm about to be done.
Thor, the second Thor is terrible, and the first Thor I like a lot less than most people. But Thor and Avengers, all of them, is fantastic, and they don't make him an idiot, and they don't make him boring. And Ragnarok is a movie that, because of how out there it is, barely touched on, kind of retconned. They cut his hair and lost his eye, and what's the first thing that happens in Infinity Wars? He gets a new eye, and then first thing that happens in Endgame is they grow his hair back out. They're like, that's not fucking Thor. And so now you see these, and
time has passed, and he didn't want to cut his hair.
Well, no, but Taika wanted to cut his hair.
Yeah, and it just grows back like hair. Stop being so goddamn picky, Logan.
Well, no, but that's the thing is, you don't think Thor could have gone like, oh, hey, I actually kind of like this. Like, they don't touch on it at all.
No,
they just say like,
with his hair.
I honestly, I think it's something that they would never say it, but I think the Russos did a little J.J. Abrams to Rian Johnson thing. Where like, Ragnarok's not the best movie. Just retcon some of that shit, and like, let's just move on.
Because whether you like it or not, Thor Ragnarok's highly more loved than you think it is.
Oh, no. I know that it's highly more loved. It just makes me so sad because we're going to get more movies just like it. And I despise the movie almost. Every time I watch it, I like it less. So it frustrates the hell out of me. Because I have a friend that's a diehard Hulk fan. And that's so, like, they so destroy Hulk. And, like, in all these arcs. But, like, they just make him a big goofy thing, and it's like I don't know. So Ragnarok, like, Marvel's already made fun of for being too funny and going for the jokes, and then literally Ragnarok's like, oh, you thought we were too funny? How about this big heaping pile of laughter? And it's like, I just don't care about it. I just don't care about it whatsoever. I still think Hela sucks ass. I think Kate Blanchett was absolutely horrendous.
Watch her.
She was one of those, like, I feel like she disrespected being in the MCU. Like, looks like she didn't give a fuck. Wouldn't put that headdress on, so they had to do everything in CGI. I really despise her entire performance.
Practical head Peace.
Have you seen what's been in the MCU? I think they could do pretty much anything practical. But it's just I don't know. I kind of, and most people that I've watched it with are like, what I find is if they're big time MCU people, they don't like it as much, and if they don't care about superhero movies, they're like, that was fun and hilarious. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you're not realizing what it's not fitting into anything. Like they kind of just push straight through. Like Planet Thor could have been a lot, or like Planet Hulk could have been a lot better, and whatever. But I will admit that when I first saw his outfit, wasn't the biggest fan, but it's starting to grow on me a little bit because of what it could mean in terms of he's taking from the Guardians and kind of like having some fun.
I mean, I love the look because he didn't come on the ship with like a whole like
came with a
outfit.
Hoodie. He looked like a homeless
right,
man.
and a little bag like, here you go. So I'm pretty sure that Star-Lord's like, brother, we got to get you like, hey.
Oh no, I don't think Star-Lord. I think Star-Lord's like, only what's in that bag is yours, and he's like, okay, where's your closet? And like he's just like gonna, he's like, oh, this doesn't fit me, rip. And like I think that would be hilarious.
Thank you very much, morons.
Yeah, exactly. So they can feed off some good stuff with the Guardians, and even bringing the Guardians in makes the comedy make more sense to me, because Thor, I don't think Chris Hemsworth is very good at comedy. Everyone else apparently does. But only things I've seen him be funny in or try to be funny in is, I mean, my God, what all have we seen him in? Men in Black.
He was great in, obviously, Thor. He was good in, he was funny in Ghostbusters. Think about the movie. He was a standout of being funny. I just can get Vacation completely.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking of Ghostbusters and I'm thinking of Vacation, and those are movies
Vacation
that
will give you, but.
I mean,
Ghostbusters he was great in. He was very funny.
Okay.
Played at least the role he was given. He was very funny.
No, that's exactly the thing. Is he's not somebody somebody with a shitty script goes, we need somebody funny. The script sucks. Let's give it to Hemsworth. He looks good. Huh? And they just fucking give it to him. And he's like, yes, because I'll take any job.
Play the Dolomati.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they've turned him into for Thor. That's why I appreciate something like Infinity War and Endgame, because that made him badass again.
Still badass.
But we'll see. So I like just seeing him in that picture right there with Stormbreaker. He's just kind of sitting there. And it's like he is dope. Yeah. I mean, it's dope as hell to see him. Like I want to see him wield that in that outfit. So we'll see. But overall, I'm very iffy on what they're going for still, because I mean, I'm just not being a big fan of what we got originally. It scares me, but that's just me.
I thought, like, I knew Chris Pratt was in it, but I didn't expect all the fucking Guardians to be in this bitch. I was like, oh shit, okay. I think, all of them in it actually, except for fucking Gamora. Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense. I think since they're all on the same ship,
Right. That's true.
The question is, how much are they in it? Because they were not originally in this movie, and Taika kind of worked them in. So I don't think they'll be in it much.
I think they'll be in it enough.
But I think that I'm guessing they'll drop him off somewhere. Like, get the hell out.
I need to get from here to here. Oh, cool. I have the perfect person. Yeah. And then fucking
exactly.
I'm sure we'll see. Yeah. All right. So our next bit of news is a bit of I think I'm falling for it. This man does not so much, but I'm only going by from what I've seen.
I gotcha.
And what has been thrown out there by the horse's mouth himself. But Deadpool 3, as we all know. So apparently, before MCU bought the rights to Sir Wade Wilson, there was obviously third Deadpool movie planned with a road trip type style with him and Logan. Now, this can be in great typical fashion of Ryan Reynolds, because it was used to promote awareness for mental health, which Ryan Reynolds could actually use that to create more mental health and stress for people by saying what we could have fucking missed out on. So good luck. Have fun knowing that bit of fun fact. It could be bullshit, but of course, when questioned and saying, okay, it's just a joke, it's fun, he also replied to just simply, it's not, or I wasn't, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, if this is true, and signs point to it, but again, Ryan Reynolds is masterful in this shit, who knows? That is very, 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 very fucking heartbreaking. Because also around the time, and if you want to count it ever since Deadpool 2 and after, him and Hugh Jackman were already close. But these motherfuckers were a whole lot closer. It was seen together every goddamn where. So who knows what conversations could have happened, or what, hey, I just want to pull you out of the fray. You don't have to do as much action or do whatever whimsical fucking charm Ryan used against him. Who knows? But if this was the case, this makes me greatly upset and hurt. But also doesn't mean it still cannot fucking happen. MCU, if this is the case, just pick that shit up and just run. Just pick it up and go. But you already, because I see the head shaking like crazy, your head's about to fucking fall off. Yeah. And we had a few little discussions about this, and you have some issues, you have some thoughts, and you kind shit back. And I can't wait to hear them. Let it rain, because I want this discussion, motherfucker. What? Okay. Lay it on me.
So
what do you think?
The first thing that I'll say to the fans of and the people watching this, I'm not going to spoil anything, but John has written a script for something that I read, and it's fucking great. It's phenomenal. Like I couldn't believe how good it was, and with how terrible the movies that he likes and the ideas that he likes are, I can't believe he could write something so goddamn brilliant. So, let me just say, that movie sounds terrible, first of all, because this is like bringing Robert Downey Jr. in and saying like, hey, we're going to bring you back for another, like you're going to ride around with Thor in a Taika Waititi movie right after you die. And it's like, people are like, what? Makes no sense. It's like, why? Like Hugh Jackman, I can guarantee you, never would have fucking done this. Not once. Because he actually cares about the character. And so this is what, honestly, I thank God Kevin Feige's actually in control of Deadpool 3, because I think that Ryan Reynolds possibly, I don't think he's as bad, but I think he's similar to a Mark Hamill, where Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool 100%, whereas Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker. Love him to death. But Mark Hamill hates the fucking Last Jedi. Hates it. Thinks they destroyed the character, whatever, and he just did it anyway because he was getting paid, he's doing his job, whatever. I don't like Deadpool 2 that much. And Ryan Reynolds was vastly in charge of that story. And he's obviously vastly in charge with this story. And so I don't think that he is as good of a writer as he thinks he is. I think he's brilliant when he's actually on screen and he's given things. I mean, his charisma and everything is phenomenal. I mean, he's freaking Ryan Reynolds, but this is a terrible idea for a movie. It takes everything away. It's literally, let's do what Taika did to Thor times 10, because you're doing it to Logan after Logan, where it's a hard R-rated, serious Western, he fucking dies at the end in a bloody, heartfelt fashion. And it's like, now let's put him on a road trip with Deadpool. Stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. So I'm so thankful that this didn't happen. I think in terms of mental health, Ryan Reynolds might need to get checked for having this idea, and you as well for enjoying it, because it's ridiculous as fuck.
Insane. The whole point of Deadpool is not to be taken seriously. The whole point is to make
of Logan is to be taken seriously.
And Logan could very well still be taken seriously in this movie. That's the playoff.
No.
Deadpool's a jackass. Logan's a straight man.
Right after he dies, you're going to bring him back for this piece of shit.
We're not going to bring him back. Deadpool, and as I said to you before, at the end of Deadpool 2, is a time-jumping bastard right now. He has the ability to jump back. I'm just saying how they can make it work. I'm not saying it's going to be brilliant. He just knows everybody in the world wants to fucking see this shit, them two together, because they've been dying for it. So if you want to do it, fucking jump back after he killed Hitler and all that other shit. Jump back pick up Logan and be like, hey, motherfucker, I need you this or that. Hey, you're dead. Whatever the fuck you want to play up to it, because that's Deadpool whole existing and point. You can point to all of that and say how ridiculous it is and hit up concerns like you have, and things like that work in the world of Deadpool, and you can make it work if done right. And I feel Hugh Jackman, if he did agree to this, it's not just going to jump back for anything. Like, you have to be like, okay, I believe in this.
Correct.
Like, you can make this work. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, that's why he wouldn't come.
If that is, shut up. So if that was a thing what he did and it was true for what he said, then Hugh Jackman liked it. They did something right. And
what are you talking about? It was a script. It wasn't like he was signed on.
he said it was going to be. So obviously there's traction. Like, they was going in a direction. So whether they got it or not, they was going in a direction.
So that's the other thing too. What we were texting about earlier. I don't know. I think that this was probably an idea that they had, but I think that it fizzled out way before Deadpool 2 was even done, because there's Logan death jokes in Deadpool 2. So like, I don't think that this is, you know, this was an idea that they had, but it was also like, put him in fucking Deadpool 2 if you wanted him in there. Like, you put everyone else in there and made him look stupid. Like, so I don't know, with, you know, because you're talking about jumping back and forth. Like, this just also, I despised that at the end of Deadpool 2. Like, I hated it. That movie frustrates the hell out of me, because the first Deadpool is literally a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of fucking 10. It's unbelievable. And I think Deadpool 2 is rushed. I think it's not as funny. I think that the script was just something, they just gave it a budget and said, go. Very Fox.
A lot of people love it more, if not the same as the first.
And no, I agree. A lot of people love Ragnarok more than fucking Endgame. And I think that they shouldn't be able to vote.
Wrong, Logan.
So no, it's not. I'm not wrong. I just don't want to hang out with those people as much. So I don't know. It's just because Logan is also a movie. Logan's the best X-Men movie we've probably had in terms of, I mean, all-around movie. So, I mean, I think it's absolutely hilarious because we've already had this conversation a couple weeks ago with bringing Cat back. If it's not something absolutely necessary and an incredible storytelling point, I don't want Chris Evans back, period. And you're talking about bringing Hugh Jackman back, guy that played this character for 20 years, directly after he dies in, you know, the most incredible movie that he ever could have been in. And then now let's just bring him back and let him ride around with Deadpool on a road trip.
Listen, I didn't say it wasn't for pure selfish reasons. I never said that. But again, this is playing up on something he knows the audience has been dying for fucking
But the
years.
audience has been dying for them together in a means that makes sense and is fun for the right reasons.
Yes, that's true.
Not throw them together. Like, this is something.
That's true, but he knows 9 times out of 10 nobody's gonna give a fuck what the story is, as long as they're together and it's fucking great and having fun.
And
he knows
that's
that.
exactly. That's also why I was just upset with Ragnarok. That's bullshit. That's not what anybody wants. We want good stories, because if you use these characters and make them stupid, they lose. You know, you were trying to make comic books cool, and this is therefore making them stupid again, like what people used to look at them as. What I will say is the fact that he spoiled this and they did not do this idea for a 30 or 60 second Super Bowl commercial, they're retarded. Because that
Oh my god,
would have been
Okay.
the most incredible thing of all time. And it's not a movie that I have to be invested in. It's all of a sudden you're watching it and it's fucking Logan and Deadpool in a car.
Okay, yeah.
And you know, they're in the back of a taxi with Dopinder driving, and I mean, it could have been amazing. So
Okay, that's fucking brilliant.
so this is what I'm talking about. You see how you take a 2.5 hour long movie and you look at that and it's like, wow, what are they going to do in that? Or you take all the things in the 2.5 hours, put it in 60 seconds. So the fact that no one, Bell Let's Talk with this, they could have done that. They could have been talking about mental health, and it could have been Deadpool trying to help out Logan, and Logan like, bro, you need some help, bub.
Wow.
You know.
Damn, that could have been brilliant. Fuck.
So,
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Everybody tweet Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, fund it.
Hugh Jackman, make this shit work. This time. This got a week. You can make shit happen in a week.
I know Hugh's in New York City, so he's in the States.
That keeps pissing me off. He keeps posting shit in New York. I'm like, here, and I never see this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's walking around the streets all the damn time.
You would lose your shit.
I would lose my. There'd probably be a restraining order against me because I know I see him. It's like lying on a gazelle. I'm like, oh my god, Hugh. so yeah. But fuck yeah, it's brilliant. Okay, now I want that. Fuck off, Logan. God damn it.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
John's script is amazing, though. It's nothing like that garbage. So just whenever that comes out, y'all be ready for that.
Work in progress. Okay, so guys, before we head on to our next topic, if you've stuck around this long, again, we thank you and consider hitting that subscribe button. All right, for more to come, for more fun, more just bullshit, and more just utter nerdum, hit that subscribe. Wow, voice crack. And hit that notification bell to be reminded whenever our next videos pop up. All right, so moving on. A little show debuted this last episode. Little show. You might have heard of it. I don't think so. It's very small budget. I think it's kind of indie. It's called Vision of Wanda or some shit. Oh, WandaVision. That's what it's called. Sorry. I was close. And for the many of you, I'm sure, who have never heard of this show before, dropped his 4th episode. Sweet and utter fucking Christmas. This episode, this shit right here, Nick. No, this was phenomenal. I remember watching this and completely just losing my shit because one, it opened the world up. And it felt so goddamn cinematic for just a TV show.
Oh my god.
I was like, what am I watching? Like, first of all, it opens to a blip, to a snap return. And it's something throughout this universe we have now fully dove into in terms of the repercussions for that shit, because they just make it seem like, oh, everyone's back. Okay, we're fine and dandy. No. Shit happens. Yeah. And we see Monica, she came back from the snap by her mom's bedside, thinking she fell asleep for about 20 minutes or so. Come to find out, bitch, no, you've been gone for 3 years. Now it's 2 years after the fact.
5 years.
Well, 5 years, but her mom died 3 years, but she blipped 2 years before that.
Yeah.
So got it. Span of 5 years, but no, I was trying to say whatever.
I got you.
So, coming to find out, she's going haywire. She's looking for her mom. Fucking Melissa is dead. Was it Maria or Melissa? Maria, right?
Rambo, yeah.
Is dead, which is hard. I'm like, holy shit, you hit right away with the feels.
Yeah.
Because like, damn, this character that we were introduced to and some people liked and is gone. Come to find out, she's the founder of Sword, which makes a lot of fucking sense. Given her best friend is literally from space.
Yeah.
And that Monica is an agent of Sword. So, obviously, she comes back, and her boss is like, homie, we need help in Jersey by the FBI. It was a missing person, which I know that's going to come back later, and who the fuck that is, and who that could possibly be, who this missing person is. Gets to town, Westview does not exist worth a fucking lick. At all. And I'm introduced to fucking Jimmy, what's his name, Jimmy Chow?
Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo.
Racist.
Oh, sorry, Chew is more, not as much on the nose. Yes, who I fucking love. Randall Park is amazing.
Oh my god, so good in this.
So great. And what makes me just love Marvel so much was just such the simple things. And the one that got me is, hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
What?
Amazing.
Magic trick, you finally learned it.
Yeah,
so
amazing.
so dope. And the fact that he's used that to introduce himself, I was like, man,
He will.
fuck you, Marvel. So this episode answered, to sum it all up, a lot of questions. So far, brought us up to speed and gave us it. This episode was literally a viewer's perspective because it answered all the questions we had. The characters had the same reactions and was as confused as we were. They were us. We got introduced to Darcy. Thankfully, she was not crazy annoying. Thank God. And I remember I said this in my actual reaction. I was like, Logan, you son bitch. You was right. It was her watching them at the end of the first episode.
Yep.
Oh, with the scale, I was like, okay. It's like, Logan, goddamn, okay. So she is the one who figured it all out. She came, dropped her, brain knowledge, just like, hey, this is a piece it all together. They found a way to communicate with Wanda through the radio. Of course, now we confirmed that was Jimmy. We saw the beekeeper without seeing him. We still have not seen him, who he is, whatever, what happened to him. I'm sure that will also come back at some point in life as to what happened to him, because we had no idea. Monica got kicked the fuck out after she was discovered.
Yeah.
What happened to this guy? We don't know. So just to sum it all up, it was a completely just masterful episode. I fucking loved it. What did you think? Because I can just ramble.
I'm right there with you. This was my favorite episode that we've gotten so far, and that tends to be the case. It's because it was kind of like, okay, it caught us all up with the real world to where we are now. Answered a lot of questions. Right. I like the endings of things, and this is similar to that, where it's, it sums up a lot of the things that we just got, answered a lot of questions, gives us background. But I'm right there with you. I mean, first of all, the opening scene is jaw-dropping. Yeah. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. I remember when I was first, in my reaction watching it, I thought like, oh, maybe this is like the feeling that it's similar to when she's coming out of the reality. Like I thought that we were just, and so I'm like, oh, maybe this is what it feels like. And then I start to realize, like, when she gets up, and I was like, oh my God, wait, maybe this is back further. And she opens that door and there's a guy that appears, and I was like, oh my God, we're in the blip. No. And it was masterful. It was unbelievable. I loved it so much. And I'm so glad they kept that a secret. That's one of the many things I think that will be just amazing to experience as we get through the show, because that was awesome. It was a cold open too. It was before the fanfare, which I wasn't expecting. But then Jimmy Woo, amazing. What I liked about him a lot in this is they played on a ton. He's hilarious. I love how somebody asked him a question and he takes it the wrong way. He takes it the wrong way, and it's like, like, oh, they're having kids, and there's like, what about you? And he's like, oh, I definitely thought about it. And then he's like, oh, the chip, and he's like, so funny. Does it, Monica.
My favorite one is the one who's like, isn't somebody in the FBI missing you right now? I was like, no, sir, softball season is over for this.
Yeah. He's absolutely hilarious, and he plays perfectly, but also kind of legitimizes him because he's also doing his job and he's doing it well, which is nice. And that's exactly where I go to with Darcy Lewis as a character. I'm right there with you. She's been annoying. She's been frustrating for every movie we've had her in, and this immediately makes her so much better. She has not gotten a call for Thor 4 yet. Thank God. Let's keep it that way. Like just her car ride where she's asking people, and the first guy's like no, and the other people, and she's like, no one cares when the guy wants to. And the part that made me laugh the hardest was when she first sees that there might be like a TV radio wave, and she sees the little thing, like the big tower thing, and she's like, I'm gonna start picking this up right in front of this giant general man. And she's like, and she's like, I got it. And it's like, I busted out laughing. I was like, you asshole. That man is an asshole. But she is immediately legitimized. She's a doctor, and she shows that she knows what she's doing, and she's hilarious. And that's what I appreciate. That immediately makes her a character that I want to hang out with more. That's how something like an Ant-Man works, is he's an idiot and he's goofy, but he knows what he's doing. He does it. he does it well, and so you just add that comedy in there. So I thought that was great, and then obviously we get some more stuff at the end of this episode. We get to see what really happened to Monica. Wanda's obviously she kind of lost her shit there for a second,
right?
And it was beautiful. I saw somebody say she pushes Monica through the living room wall, the nursery wall, the fence, and then through the reality. And I was like, she literally broke through the fourth wall, and I was like, that was pretty cool. And then the big thing that I liked a lot was like, so Wanda loses it, puts it back together, and she's like, okay, we're cool, we're coy, everything's happy, we're good. And you realize in episode 3, she's sitting there and does that creepy thing where she's like, no, like she had to go home, honey, whatever. And then it cuts to Monica flying out. So you don't realize it, but you've missed some stuff. What happened in that time? And what happened in that time is she thinks she fixed things, and she turns around and she sees dead Vision. And it's like,
I was like,
oh. Yeah, it's so well done. I wouldn't expect. Like, I remember seeing him in the background. I was like, he looks a little discolored, but I was like, maybe they just kind of didn't mess with it. Like, that's just the way his makeup looks. They didn't throw any CGI over it. It's like, no, that's purposeful, because this is Marvel. And but yeah, I absolutely loved it because it really showed. Like, Monica says, it's Wanda, it's all Wanda, and I'm like, I don't think it might be all Wanda because she's not in as much control as she thinks she is. And you can tell by seeing.
I don't know. They're playing both sides. I feel like they're playing. Does she? Doesn't she? Like they're waving. They're straddling the fence when it comes to that. There's no clear.
Sure.
Like, there's times it's like, oh,
that's purposeful.
Full control, right? And then there's other times it's like, wait, maybe she's not. So it's tough to really say. And I like that direction. There's no clear-cut answers, no definition for it. And even I love during the episode where they started identifying everybody that's in the fucking...
So they started casting the show.
Yeah. So I was like, got it. So I'm like, but that begs the question, where are these people coming from? Because if Westview does not exist, is she just catching motherfuckers that are going through the bitch? I just run into happen to be like, whoa, okay, I'm here.
Westview does exist. The things out there, like what Monica says is those cops have some sort of amnesia. They're sitting there right by the sign and they're saying, no, I'm from Eastview. And like Eastview's not a thing.
But that's the thing. Could it be that, or did Wanda literally just create this fucking reality?
Well,
like,
the sign,
think there's a thing there. Right. She could be creating all that.
Well, the sign's outside the reality.
That's true.
So I think that she took over Westview, because that's the thing. You can see what Westview's supposed to look like.
Right.
I think that anybody that was
projection.
I think anybody that was around it at the time that she made it doesn't know about it. To keep them out, keep as many people out, and that's kind of the thing. Is if there wasn't a missing person who was undercover, witness protection, that was on the FBI's radar, they're keeping tabs on them. If that wasn't the case, no one would know about this, and there's a spell around it to make people not come in.
Oh, yeah, because she did say, back here, remember this place, or do whatever. Is it some kind of amnesia? And when she drove in, there was a Westview actually driving highway sign. Yeah. So you're actually right. Okay, yeah. So she's fucking people's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And it's noticed, and because I was looking purposely for this bitch, I was like, okay, everyone's here. Where the fuck is Agnes?
Yeah.
She's there, but her whole shit is blank.
Yeah.
Not a goddamn thing.
Yep.
So I'm like, God damn it, Agnes, or Agatha, whichever one you want to call her. So I'm like,
so far, Agnes.
Okay. Yeah, well, of course, but like her main thing is like what, Agatha, right? Whatever.
That's what Agatha Harkness, is the common name.
Agatha Christie shit. But yeah, so I loved that. We still don't know who the fuck Ralph is. There's no thing for Ralph. So this motherfucker is either gonna be pointing to Mephisto or somebody else they have in store. Who knows? This surprises are set up throughout this whole bitch just to get smacked in the face with. I'm trying to think what else. It was just so brilliantly done. Like I just loved it, and it gets me even more excited now that we're caught up in the worlds of present and show reality. I'm not caught up. what the fuck's gonna happen in the future.
Exactly.
I'm so excited for this shit.
I'm super interested to see, will episode 5 be another straight up sitcom? Will this be our 80s sitcom? Or will this be a kind of a half and half?
I think it's a merge.
Yeah, and that's what I would probably prefer.
Yeah.
But
you can't just go back with just doing sitcoms only for this point. You have to merge it up. But more shit has to happen.
This episode, this was the one that, because even my sister, who, I took her to see Infinity War, I took her to see Endgame, but she's not big into this stuff. She's 30 and she's like, I don't care, but I'll watch it. And so I was like, hey, watch WandaVision because you used to love these shows. Like she loved I Love Lucy, Bewitched, Brady Bunch, everything. And so I told her to watch it, and she watched it. She was like, yeah, I mean, it's cool, but like I kind of don't get it. And for the first 3 episodes, and then I went over there and watched episode 4 with her and my dad, and both of them were like, yeah, no, we're 100% in now. This is freaking awesome. And and like my dad, when he realized in that opening scene that it was the reverse snap, like got on the edge of the couch and was like, oh my God, he was like, holy shit. And it was so cool to see him, this is a 50 something year old man that's hyped as shit about some Marvel stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want. So yeah, this was the episode that brought everyone in that wasn't 100% in. There's no way that you're on the fence anymore. That you are you're a part of WandaVision now.
Right, dude. WandaVision has them now.
Yep.
But it's yeah. So I cannot wait. Great episode. Keep going, Marvel. I love you.
Yeah. That was the last thing was my dad was like, it ended, and he goes, how many more episodes do we have? I said 5. He goes, oh man. He was like, let's go. Like I was like, so he was like, that was awesome. So we have 5 more episodes, which is crazy. But
and we get Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh,
is that their theme song?
It is copyrighted. Everything you'll see.
Gotcha. I can't wait.
It'll be a lot longer, obviously, and it'll be a lot better in music and all that behind it when it's released. But that's a little preview. You're welcome, America.
Everybody get hype.
Yeah, that's all you get. But look forward to it. All right, so on to our. I believe we're in the main topic now of the evening. We covered everything we're looking for. Unless there's anything else you want to tackle before we jump into this?
I'm ready.
Good. All right. So, Zibida! That's the beginning of the Wakanda song, if you guys don't know. Fidi! Levita! Okay. Now, we're going back to Wakanda, everybody, and I'm so motherfucking excited. Yes, I love this idea. It's fucking brilliant. Let's get into it. We have some quotes here. Let me pull it up and we can read it together. Okay. Here we are. So, Wakanda TV series in the works at Disney Plus with Black Panther director Ryan Coogler. Thank you. Keep it in the family. And I believe it's for a 5-year deal.
Yep.
I'm not mistaken. Yes, the Kingdom of Wakanda series will be part of Disney's 5-year overall exclusive television deal with Coogler's Proximity Media. Perfecto. Okay, we have a quote here. Boom. For those of you who know what we're reading. It's an honor to be partnering with Walt Disney Company. I'm going to be speaking Wakanda this whole time. Working with them on the Black Panther, a dream come true. As avid consumers of television, we couldn't be happier to be launching our television business with Bob Iger, Donna Walden, and all the amazing studios under the Disney umbrella. We look forward to learning, growing, and building a relationship with audiences all over the world through the Disney platforms. We are successfully, I can't read. Excited we will be taking our first step with Kevin Feige, Luis D'Esposito, Victoria Alonso, and their partners at Marvel Studios, where we will all be working closely with them, on select MCU shows for Disney Plus. It's hard to do this shit and do an accent, apparently. We're already in the mix on some projects that we can't wait to share with Ryan Coogler on behalf of Proximity Media. Boom, and scene. Okay, so that's what we have. That's what they said. I don't think there's any quotes beyond that. So this makes me so fucking happy. I absolutely love this idea. I absolutely cherish this idea. And to give the real tea, I would prefer this over a second movie. Not gonna hold you. I prefer this over a second movie. I feel like it literally takes everything people are worried about, that people have concerns about, that still may be touchy to a lot of people, including myself. I feel like this is a perfect way to honor Chadwick, honor the character of T'Challa, while still honoring and exploring the world of Wakanda, because there's so much more longevity to integrate mentionings of him and his impact and this and that, and just exploring upon what he left behind and building off that. And it just gives us a lot more of an in-depth view of the world and more characters that we love and ones we don't know. Introduce us to new ones. We can explore the technology, the background, the history, the lore, the everything, future. I prefer this over a second movie. I love this idea, and it makes me feel even better that Ryan Coogler is directly involved.
For sure.
And you can bring back your characters, even if you wanted to say, hey, Killmonger's back, he's a new this or that. You can sprinkle him into this. You can, dive more into it. How he came back, this, whatever. There's so many opportunities here. So yeah, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm really glad that you said that, because I'm not going to necessarily say I don't want another Black Panther movie, but I definitely think, and this isn't what they're doing, but I think it would be incredibly smart and awesome if they could say, hey, we're pushing the sequel and doing this show first.
Right.
Let's reset up whatever we're going to set up.
That's a good idea.
Hey, and then something massive can happen. That's Black Panther 2. Because it could even be a thing. The whole show could be, Shuri's working on this thing. It's a portal to another dimension, or it's this, or it's that. And it ends, with bringing a different Killmonger back, or a different Black Panther from another, time or something. And it could anything, it could be a ton of things. So I really, really like that idea. I like the idea of fleshing things out. And I wish that it was coming first, because I think that they could do so much with it. But also, because I guess that's my thing right now is I can't get as excited for it because I have no idea where they're going. Whereas if this was first, I could say, holy crap, this is what they're going to do. They're going to build it up from the ground up with long storytelling. But 100%, I think you're right. Bringing Ryan Coogler back, it's nice. This is the first Disney Plus show, I think, that is taking the movie director and saying, like, hey, you're at least going to truly be a executive producer, probably a writer on this. It's kind of taking what HBO Max is going to do with Reeves and the Gotham Central show that's connected to the Batman. I think it's a prequel. It's like, hey, yeah, that's cool. Get the director that's in charge, put him in charge of the show, and you're set.
Right,
so
and that's why, not to cut you off, but that's why, because you had mentioned it, saying it makes you can't get as excited because you don't know what they're doing yet.
Yeah.
Because it comes after the fact or whatnot. Ryan is the only reason why I'm not freaking out, because if it was somebody else, then I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm excited, I love the idea, but how, where, like, what's going on? Because of the fact that it's Ryan, I feel a lot more comfortable going forward with it, and I don't have that feeling.
Yeah, no, I could even almost see, like, obviously, I would probably guess that with everything that's going on, obviously Ryan Coogler had to go back and do a lot of rewrites. He's probably shit his pants for a month straight, trying to figure out how he's going to completely redo Black Panther 2 in a way that works. But I could even see him coming in and saying, hey, I know y'all just announced a bunch of shows and stuff, but like, if I'm gonna make this work, I think we might need to add a show in. Like, I need to kind of flesh some things out. I could see it actually coming from him, and they're like, oh my god, are you kidding me? You want to bring Wakanda into a Disney Plus show? Like, oh yeah, we're not gonna say no to that. Like, let's go all in. Because it even sounds like they could possibly do multiple shows. So yeah, I mean, overall, definitely excited because Ryan Coogler, one of my favorite directors working today, one of the best out there. He's phenomenal, and I'm definitely excited to see what he's thinking. But it is a thing of like, I have no idea what he's going to do with Black Panther 2, because also this could be a Half-Door Millage type of show. This could be a Shuri show. This could be the Border Tribe. This could be
all of it. It's endless.
I mean, it could even be. They could even go to the lengths of. Holy shit! They could make this Game of Thrones, and say the king of Wakanda's gone. All the tribes are now fighting for who's going to rule Wakanda. And, it could be the different factions in the different houses. They could do that. But it just it doesn't work for me. Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't have to be. But, like, it doesn't work for me with coming after the movie. But we'll have to. I have no idea. I mean, Coogler, he's a genius, and he knows what the people want and what the people need. And that's a very rare. I mean, him and Kevin Feige are kind of like that, because Kevin knows that, and so he says go, and that's what's nice. So yeah, overall, it's an interesting thing for sure. I'm very interested to see where they go, but as of right now, like you said, Coogler being the one in charge is kind of the only thing that I'm like, okay, Marvel, Coogler, I know that it's in good hands.
Right. Are you in good hands? Right.
All state.
Right. So
not
it's
a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, but if you're looking.
I mean, come on.
Right. So, yeah, I'm very excited for that. The possibilities are endless. You can literally explore the entire nation of Wakanda, the different tribes, the history of that, the beefs, the whatever. You can cover all of that. And I think you hit the nail on the head with the Game of Thrones reference. I think that's a perfect way to kind of establish that, or to put an example to what you could do with that. In Ryan Coogler, I trust. In Lord Feige, I trust. And I believe they're on the right path. They're going to do it, very much justice. This is a case where, because the show is so drawn out and is so long, and this won't start filming until God knows however long, I'm okay if the briefest moment, if they set up like, hey, T'Challa has passed, or whatever they may be.
Yeah.
If you want to do a small segment of like face and like the ancestral plane or some shit, I'm fine with that.
Sure.
Given TV format, and it's going to be years before we get it. We'd already have the film and
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. Remember, it's flashback. Okay, good. Time has passed. We're good. This is a perfect, homage to him and respect, an ancestral plane, whatever the fuck. Put him in the sky like Mufasa. I don't care. Whatever. So it's that I'll be fully okay with. So I just wanted to throw that out there before, because it just popped up in my head. I was like, okay, that's a good, perfect way to do that. If you wanted to, if you were,
we'll be far enough away, I think, where it'll be meaningful.
Right, definitely. And then I get to cry like a little bitch all over again. So, that's great. But all right, anything else you want to tack on, brother?
No, I'm just stuck on that Game of Thrones idea now, man. That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, you came up with two great ones tonight. You're proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back, man.
I got me. Let's go.
All in Game of Thrones. Very, very well. Very good. All right, ladies and mofos, I think that's going to wrap it up here on episode 9 of the Film Cave. I want to thank you all for joining us. I want to thank my host, Logan Swish, as always, for making this kick-ass show with me. And guys, if you like what you've seen, if you enjoyed the show, again, you already know, like a broken goddamn record, your favorite one to be exact, hit that subscribe button. We also appreciate that thumbs up, share, and hit that notification bell to see our beautiful faces once again when we upload more videos. Check out Logan Swish's channel. It will be in the description box below.
Thank you.
Logan Swish, if you have anything you'd like to promote, are you doing anything? What's up? Speak to us.
I mean, shit, man. I'm just we got WandaVision. We've got, whatever we get Super Bowl wise. I'm honestly not expecting much, but
Right.
I think I might, because of COVID, I'm not expecting much. This might actually be the first Super Bowl in years that I just watch, because my Super Bowl usually turns into I'm just making videos while the game's going on because they've all come out. But I think, my videos will probably be a little later than usual, but whatever comes out, I'm sure we'll all be reacting to them. And hopefully, I'm guessing we probably get some Falcon and the Winter Soldier stuff, Loki kind of stuff.
They announced it's Falcon, Loki, Black Widow, and a Marvel Hulu series. I was like, wait, huh? So that's confusing me.
I wonder if that's the MODOK thing. I don't like it.
I saw Marvel and Hulu. I was like, wait, what? So I was like, okay, sure.
We'll see.
All right, we will see. But we definitely will be talking about those because the Film Cave will be following up next week after this week's Super Bowl. So we'll be talking about all the spots. Hopefully, I'll be talking about how the GOAT won another ring. And we'll definitely be talking about it. But in the meantime, you guys know where to find me. All the links to my social media posted in the description box below. I'm getting really fond on TikTok. I was just telling Logan this. So I'm starting to be more active there. It's a fun platform. Again, I immediately feel insecure about myself every time I'm on because instead of TikTok, I literally call it Thirst Talk. Because if I see one more fucking torso or some cute ass motherfucker doing a cringe ass video, that's all TikTok is. That's all people care about. So it's hard to thrive with just talent and quality in that motherfucker. I'm finding
right. Creativity is not where it's at yet, but I think
no.
Vine did that too. Vine was just that for a while, and then it became you had to be super creative because you only had a few seconds. So I think that TikTok will also do that. But as of right now, it's just a bunch of dancing.
Right. I'm not shaking my ass, showing my ass, showing my body, or just licking my lips and winking to some video for like 3 seconds. Nobody's gonna give a shit about me. I'm like watching people on like TikTok who have lesser videos than me and have like thousands of like. I'm like, how the fuck? And I'm using same tags even more. I'm like, what am I missing? And it just clicked me the other day. Oh, I'm not parading half naked.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Got it. God damn it. So I'm like, all right. Anyway, the point is, go follow me there. All right. If you want to subscribe to the Basic Bitch Foundation, that's me. I'm the basic one. If you have 25 cents to spare, at least give me a like or a follow. It really helps out. So yeah, and you can follow Logan's social media as well. We're family, guys. Crime Fighting Nation is growing. Slow as fuck, but it's growing. And we welcome you all. So thank you for those who continue with us on this road. And if you're new, hopefully you stick around for a little bit. All right. Crime Fighters, it's your boy Knight.
And I'm Logan.
And we'll see you in the cave. Peace.
Later, guys.